Well, folks, it looks like Starmer's got more than just Trump to worry about these days. The whole world's giving him the side eye, and it's all about our safety now. Can Starmer actually keep Britain safe? That's the question on everyone's lips. Let's talk numbers for a second. According to the Office for National Statistics, violent crime in England and Wales has seen a significant uptick recently. That's not just a blip, it's a trend that's got everyone from Sydney to Tokyo scratching their heads. They're all wondering what Starmer's doing about it. It looks like Starmer's got a new obsession, and Trump's not happy about it. Remember Brexit? You know, that whole thing where we decided to leave the EU? Well, apparently Starmer's got a serious case of amnesia because he's acting like Brexit never happened. Starmer's considering joining the Pan-Euro-Mediterranean Convention, a scheme for tariff-free trade with Europe and North Africa. He's been going on about closer ties and alignment with the EU, even starting consultations with businesses. But Trump's calling it what it is, a betrayal. The world is watching, and they're not impressed. Well, folks, Starmer's international embarrassments have reached new heights, and the whole world's joining in on the mockery. It's not just a bit of criticism. We've got world leaders openly ridiculing our Prime Minister, like he's the last kid picked for dodgeball. Let's start with the Aussies. The Australian Prime Minister called Starmer's backbone jelly. Can you believe it? I mean, we Brits love our wobbly desserts, but that's not the image we want for our leader on the world stage, is it? But it gets worse. The Japanese leader's gone and called Starmer the Mr. Bean of British politics. Now, we all love Rowan Atkinson, but do we really want our Prime Minister compared to a bumbling, accident-prone character? Too little too late, mate. And if you thought Starmer's team was in a panic before, just wait till you hear about the Harris hangover. Remember when our PM was all chummy with Kamala? Yeah, that's come back to haunt him in a big way. It turns out Starmer's Labour Party didn't just cheer for Harris from the sidelines. They went all in, sending activists to actively campaign for her. They organised phone banks, knocked on doors, and even helped with fundraising efforts. Why? They believed Harris would win and Trump would fade away. Talk about a major miscalculation. Trump's team found out about this little adventure and they're fuming. Breaking news. Donald Trump's just issued a brutal thread that's left Starmer fuming. It's a diplomatic disaster that's got our PM in crisis mode. But what's Trump actually said? And more importantly, what's he threatening to do? Let's break this down. Trump's talking about a 25% tax on everything we send to the US. Everything. That's a full-on punch to the gut of our economy. Take our car industry, for example. A 25% hike could send the price of a British-made Range Rover skyrocketing in the US market, potentially crippling sales. And where's our fearless leader in all this? Starmer's reaction is like a deer caught in headlights, frozen and unsure what to do next. It's downright concerning for Britain's place on the world stage. Well, folks, it looks like Starmer's international embarrassments have reached a whole new level, thanks to Trump. You know how everyone's been talking about the big inauguration? Turns out our Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, didn't even make the guest list. Now, you might be thinking, isn't it normal for foreign leaders to skip these things? And you'd be right, kinda. While it's true that no foreign leaders have officially attended a US president's inauguration since 1874, getting an invite has always been a big deal for UK prime ministers. It's like being unfriended on social media by your best mate. Sure, you might not have cared anyway, but it still stings. Starmer's picked a fight he can't win, and this time it's with Trump. The target? Peter Mandelson, Starmer's choice for UK ambassador to the US. But Trump's not having any of it. So why is Trump so worked up about Mandelson? It turns out our potential ambassador has some pretty close ties with China, and we all know how Trump feels about China. Did Starmer really think Trump would just accept this without a fuss? Starmer's trying to defend his pick, saying Mandelson would bring unrivaled experience to the role. But Trump's team isn't buying it. They're basically saying, Trump's not just threatening us with tariffs, he's taking personal shots at Starmer too. He's calling our PM's leadership weak. The President of the United States is basically calling our Prime Minister a pushover. It's like watching a schoolyard bully picking on the new kid, except this playground is the global economy. Starmer's trying to play it cool, of course. He's doing that thing politicians do, where they pretend everything's fine while the house is burning down around them. But come on, we're not idiots. We can see right through his act. It's embarrassing, really. Starmer's latest move on the Chagos Islands might just destroy the UK-US special relationship. These islands, located in the Indian Ocean, about 1,000 miles south of India, are more than just tropical paradises. They're a big deal, especially Diego Garcia. Diego Garcia isn't just any island. It's a crucial US military base, key for monitoring the entire Indian Ocean region. But Starmer's decided to hand the Chagos Islands over to Mauritius. His plan? Lease back Diego Garcia for 99 years, costing us £90 million annually. Just when you thought Starmer couldn't possibly mess up our relationship with the US any further, along comes Nigel Farage with a bombshell. And boy, is it a doozy. Farage is absolutely fuming at Starmer, claiming he's about to blow a huge opportunity with the United States. Can you believe it? Our PM, supposedly a master of diplomacy, is fumbling the ball when it comes to our most important ally. So what's got Farage's knickers in a twist? Well, apparently Starmer's got his head stuck so far up the EU's backside that he can't see the golden opportunity right in front of him.